over the past 10 years or so, we've done a lot of remodeling at the hospital, built a new addition, remodeled a lot of the old part of the hospital, and we've ended up with a pretty sterile environment. You know, a lot of blank walls, and of course hospitals need to be sterile to a point, but we also realize that artwork helps the healing process, puts people at ease, kind of takes the edge off of going into a place like that if there's some color and art to display for people to see. So we've focused on a major campaign to not only improve our signage at the hospital so people can navigate through the hospital better, but to bring artwork into the hospital and to also bring it to the outside of the hospital, in the grounds around the hospital and the nursing home that we also operate. So we've given that task to Kelly Parker, who works in the marketing department at the hospital and is also the executive director of the Shared Medical Center Foundation. And Kelly has developed a plan, which you have in your hands there. You have part of it anyway. I don't know that you have the whole thing, but part of what we decided to do, we're wanting to recognize people that have donated to the hospital in the past, have made significant contributions to the hospital. So one of the things we're wanting to do is develop a donor recognition area of the hospital, some type of display that will show the names of people that have contributed and the level they've contributed at, our way of thanking them, but also tying that into the rest of the art in the hospital so it all flows the way it should and it all looks integrated and works well together. So we're going to, initially we looked at, there's lots of commercial products out there for donor recognition. You may have seen some of them. There's trees in hospital and with lots of branches, and the leaves have the donors' names on them. Some hospitals have stalks of wheat, and the wheat heads or the wheat kernels have people's names on them. So we thought about going that way. There's a lot of cost involved with that, but you get a really nice product. But we started thinking, Alva's blessed with a large community of artists. We have a really strong art community in this area. So we're going to, instead of going the commercial route, we're going to open this up to local artists, and we're going to have them submit proposals for this recognition tree or whatever they want to do in the hospital. And it'll be somewhat of a contest, and there will be a winner, and we will work with that winner to develop their concept and bring it into the hospital. And that'll kind of be the focal point for a lot of the artwork that follows from there. Another part of it is we're going to recognize doctors who have worked in the various hospitals in Alva since its inception, honor them, bring that in, merge it with the artwork so it all looks good together. So that's another project we're working on. It's going to begin shortly. We're going to try to get it wrapped up by later this year. So it's going to be a current project. This brochure that you've got is kind of the beginning stages of it. I think in there it talks somewhat about a timeline. I don't know how set in stone that is, but that process is going to start shortly. It talks about written proposals must be received no later than April 1st of this year. So we're going to ask that if people are interested in this, that they contact Kelly Parker at the hospital at 580-430-3371. He can bring them into the hospital and let them look at the facility and the area that we're working with and talk over the requirements of what's needed there. Then we want their written proposals by April 1st. We're going to have a review committee set up to go over that. We're going to enlist the aid of people from our community in Alva, along with people from the hospital, to review those. We're going to ask a few of those leading candidates to actually make presentations to us around April 15th. And then we're going to announce the winner, we hope, by the end of May during a public art event at Graceful Arts Center in downtown Alva. And we hope to have everything in place and finalized by the 1st of November of this year. Of course, that'll depend on funding and the scope of the project and how long it takes for it to get put into effect. But that's kind of the timeline we're looking at.